Let's talk about Tableau. Tableau was the original interactive dashboarding tool, and it was previously quite dominant. But Power BI, again, seems to have really caught up with it in the last few months. Tableau was purchased by Salesforce.com several years ago. Similar to Power BI, there's a desktop version used to design dashboards that is ultimately used to publish to an online server version where the dashboard is viewed. Now, Tableau is generally more expensive than Power BI. Rather than the desktop version being free, like it is in Power BI, the desktop developer version actually costs more than the viewer license in Tableau. A Tableau report can have multiple dashboards, which are made up of multiple worksheets. A worksheet is essentially a single visual, like a chart, a table, a card, with an optional title and slicers, filters that might have been added to it. One of the downsides of Tableau is that most data visuals cannot be created directly on the dashboard, but have to be created as a worksheet first and then brought into a dashboard. Compared to Power BI, that leads to more steps being needed in order to create a dashboard often. With Power BI, you can create those tables and charts directly within the dashboard. That's a nice thing about Power BI, in my opinion. Creating a dashboard usually starts with importing data, similar to Power BI, creating calculated columns. Now these will be slightly different syntax than what you'd have in Excel. It won't be as similar as DAX is, for instance, in Power BI. And then you'd create worksheets, which will be charts, tables, cards, and then drag those. This is the extra step in Tableau. Drag those worksheets onto a dashboard and format them rather than creating those directly on the dashboard. Similar to Power BI, then you'd publish it and schedule automated updates. Tableau, similar to Power BI, has flexible data manipulation, but there are some cases, in my opinion, where you kind of have to jump through hoops to create specialized, unique visualizations. Compare creating a waterfall chart in Power BI versus Tableau. And at least for me, I find it much easier to do that in Power BI. Similar to Power BI, dashboards are created via point and click, and then ultimately the refresh of the data is automated, scheduled in the online version. Here is an example of a pretty nice looking Tableau dashboard. You'll see, similar to Power BI, you've got some graphs, a map here, perhaps that doesn't, there may be some filters, yep, up here. And that's an example of a Tableau dashboard. Now, in terms of popularity, this is very interesting. This is a fascinating trend in the analytics industry. You'll notice that Tableau, wow, they came out of the gate. They've been the most popular interactive visualization tool for a long time. You can see that here in blue, but look at this. Starting, in the mid 2010s, Power BI comes in and ramps up extremely quickly. And in the last few months, there have actually been more Google searches for Power BI than Tableau. Can't you just imagine the folks at Microsoft throwing a big party right around here? Click is another somewhat common interactive visualization tool, but you can see that for the entire time period here, Click has had far fewer Google searches than Tableau especially, and at this point Power BI too. So that gives you a sense for how popular these tools are. Now, with all of the tools that we've talked about, if you know one tool in that area, like if you know one interactive visualization tool or one at least coding data manipulation tool, learning another one becomes a lot easier than certainly learning the first interactive visualization tool that you did or the first coding data manipulation tool. So if you can just learn one tool in each area and master that, if you're applying for a role that maybe uses Tableau and you've used Power BI in the past, learning Tableau should be a very easy process. So don't let that get in the way if you're not familiar with the tool that a particular company is using. Usually most companies understand that as well, and they've seen that to be the case. I want to thank you for watching today. I hope you got a lot out of it. And if you did, please consider liking the video and subscribing if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Now, if you have any questions about what we covered, please consider leaving a comment and I'll try to respond to it as soon as I can. One last thing, if you or your organization ever need anything analytics related, an analysis, a dashboard build, maybe a data science model build, perhaps deeper training on this very topic or other analytics topics, even a complete analytics transformation, please consider value-driven analytics. Check out our site at valuedrivenanalytics.com, and if it resonates with you, give us a call. We'd love to help you out.